Okay, I send two guys here. I send out to two guys.
Ah, we have a group call.
Yeah, we have only few, like 5 person.
Okay, that's good.
Hi.
What's up, Ryan?
Oh, hola, ¿qué tal?
What's up, Ryan? Remember me?
Look at.
Hey, brother, what's up?
What's up, man?
I met you at the
Yeah.
convention.
Correct. We
Where?
met at FISM, Blackpool 2017, and then we meet on the 4F, and then we meet again on the FISM in Korea.
Okay, I saw you 3 times, brother. You live in Mexico?
No, I live in Miami.
Miami, but you
Yes.
are from Mexico.
And Cuba, remember? Cuban.
Oh, Cuban. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
All right, you are the country of Miami Sound Machine and Gloria Estefan.
Yes, sir.
Here's only other magician from Mexico. It's Roberto. He's
Hi.
What's up, Roberto?
Hey, what's up? It's a pleasure to meet
What's
you.
up, guys? What's up? Actually, not a lot of magicians know this. Well, a lot of magicians know if they talk to me or they hear me on podcasts somewhere that I'm influenced a lot, yes, by magicians, but also by actors.
Ah,
Really?
So of course, I was influenced by David Roth, Harry Lorraine, Daryl, Michael Aimar. Yes. But one of my, I would say, greatest early influences for my style, and you still see it, is Max Maven. Because
Max
when I was a
Maven.
young boy, Max Maven, the way he uses his voice,
Wow.
Yeah.
he has power in his voice, the way he speaks. And another influence of me from when I was a boy, and he still influences my style, was a famous Mexican actor, Ricardo Montalban.
yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Deep voice.
When I was a boy, he played Khan in Star Trek II, the movie with Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, and he played on Fantasy Island, very famous. And of course, the series was in English, but the way he spoke with his commanding presence. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host. Welcome to Fantasy Island. And he had a power about him that is missing in this younger modern generation, because he had gray hair and he was over 50, but there was something like a machismo about him, a power in his voice.
Yes.
So he was one of my influences.
In your coin magic, shoot is your more influence?
Sorry, my coin magic is what?
Your influence is Shu Togawa?
Yes, one influence, but I've had many influences in coin magic. But definitely Shudism.
You have a different style than Shutogawa. Completely different.
Yeah.
It is not the same.
I think it's completely different.
It's completely different.
I think so, yes.
So it becomes your own. You become your own style, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So Ryan, when you perform, like, what are your thoughts? Like, what do you want to express? Like, being almost comedy magic or more serious magic or dramatic magic? Like, how do you want to represent yourself?
Yeah, I love that question, man. I'm glad you're recording this. I post this anywhere you want. What is my message? What is the core of what I want to express in magic? It's very clearly defined. How do I explain this? You know, if you live in Latin America, or if you live in Mexico, for example, Mexican television exists with Mexican actors, Mexican singers, and comedians, everything, right? But if you have some gringo American who speaks only English, no Spanish, he's never seen Mexican television before, he knows no names. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You follow me, right? Now, it's the same in every other country. If you go to Asia, China, South Korea, Japan, they have their own movies, their own music, their own TV series, their own actors, but the Western world knows none of them. You know, you can name the singer, actor, they don't know. They've never heard of them. And I was born in 1973 in May. 2 months later, 1973, July, Bruce Lee died. Okay? And in the Western world, Western mainstream world, around the world, most other people outside Asia, they only know 3 mainstream names: Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
Right? Those 3 names they know: Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Bruce Lee. And if we ask, say some other names, they go, and they have no idea.
It's difficult.
They don't know. They don't know. Now, this is something I grew up with in North America, first 25 years of my life, which it frustrated me. I didn't like it because the Asian performers, actors, singers, dancers, pop star, everything, our numbers are so small in the last 45 years since the death of Bruce Lee. See what in 45 years of my whole life, if we have only 2 other names, they're very good, but 2 more names, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and they do the same concept. The same thing, almost same thing as Bruce Lee. There's very little variety artistically. There's very little expression, right? So I've done a lot of television in the last 12 years. Only 2 times Japan. The rest was England, USA, Brazil, Germany, Western world. So every time I get a chance to do television, it's not only me performing an act. It's not the act. I feel a very rare chance to present a positive Asian figure because there's so few of us. You understand?
I understand.
I feel an opportunity to present levels of emotion, levels of thinking, levels of message.
It's your culture, actually.
Yes. So in the last 2 years, most people write me because of the Penn and Teller Fool Us
presentation.
That's the best.
Very happy.
The best monologue.
They talk about the monologue, but that way of talking, that style of monologue, and that magic was already 15 years before it existed. But now the world saw it with Fool Us. And when they called me to do Fool Us, I know other magicians, they're happy. They say, oh, now I can go and do a magic act. Maybe I fool Penn and Teller. Oh, I think I have a new idea. I have developed some new techniques. I could fool Penn and Teller. For me, it was more than magic act, more than fool Penn and Teller. To show respect to my idols, because I grew up watching them on TV, I wanted to reach the world's audience with a message of positivity and belief in mankind. That was my highest motivation, to present a much needed message. Now, I'll finish. Why would I want to say that? Because if you do a little bit of research, the young men growing up in the Western world now, Canada, USA, they have lots of data. It's confirmed. But I believe also Great Britain, so England, Germany, France, all across Western Europe, the whole Western world, the young men now between 16 and mid-30s, let's say 35, 36, have mental problems.
Oh.
They've grown up in a generation where society has given them unclearly defined roles in life. For the last 10,000 years, every boy was taught the rules, what it is to be a man. If you could follow those rules better than everyone else, you would have more success, more resources, access to the better woman, the bigger house, more money, more everything, better quality of life. If you couldn't compete, you were somewhere else in the hierarchy, and if you just couldn't produce as much as most other men, you were at the bottom. But the last generation of young men, they grew up, the women grew up with the world is yours, you have freedom, which is good. I have a 23-year-old daughter. She's a university student, good grades. She'll have a great future. But the men, because I have one boy, my son is 16, they don't know what it is to be a man. They've been taught male behavior is negative. assertiveness, competition, going for it and saying, who's the man? I'm the man is not allowed, not okay. And the recent data shows that the young generation of men, they have more problems with alcohol, drugs, depression, suicide, loneliness, no idea of identity. In the last handful of years, 5, 6, 7 years in USA, more of them, the boys, quit school. They don't finish high school. Fewer of them go to university. The ones who enter, fewer of them finish university. And what is increasing is the guys who quit school, quit the job after only a few years, don't get the next job, don't look for a job, and they live in their parents' basement until they're 30 playing video games. High body fat, when you test the blood, low testosterone. So they're physically unhealthy. They're biochemically weak. Their immune systems are weak. They're mentally destroyed because they have no sense of purpose. They don't know who they are. So when Penn and Teller called me and said, you're going to be on mainstream American television, do an act, do a spoken presentation, I thought, I'll give you a spoken presentation.
Here we go.
I'm going to speak to a generation and tell them what I want to teach them.
Sure.
Because they're missing a father figure. They're missing a true, pure, clear, strong father figure to speak to them, to their soul, their hearts, and the corazón. And that's going to be me for them. Really. Before I walked on, I told some, before I began, I told some magicians my plan, my whole script idea, because it was all written. And they said, Ryan, you're crazy. You think you're a savior of a whole generation of men worldwide? I said, yes. They said, why? I said, because if they're weak, their parents have failed and society's giving them unclear messages. You know Karate Kid? Karate Kid movie?
Yes.
Mr. Miyagi?
Yes.
I said, what they need in their life is Mr. Miyagi. That's what I told all the friends. And they thought, haha, you're funny, you're Mr. Miyagi. And I said, I'm Mr. Miyagi. You joke, you laugh. But I tell you, I still look a little too young. Give me 10 years, 20 years. As I look older, I'm already starting now. I'm transforming into Mr. Miyagi because the world needs it.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
So that's my complete answer to your question. What was coming out as a message? Mr. Miyagi. Why? Because the next generation needs it. Yeah. My dad is 85 years old. Older generation.
Yeah.
And he came from Asia. You know, that. Where does my mentality come from? My dad was born in 1934.
Wow.
1934. My papa, his father, my grandfather was born 1887. My grandfather, 1887.
Yeah.
Now, my grandfather saw both world wars. My papa remembers seeing people die in the Second World War. They come from a generation where you either learn to be a man or you don't deserve to live in society. You know what I mean? It was more strict, yes. It was not the same as every other American and Canadian Western family structure I had. But now that I'm over 40, I've had people around the world say, hey man, you're doing a SpongeBob routine or a card trick, but there's something about, you said one sentence without even thinking, because somebody asked you something, you just reacted with some words, and there's something strange about your mentality, man. What is it? And after I hear this several hundred times, I know they can smell it. You know, like animals, they can smell there's something behind this guy. He's an actor, yes. He says jokes, he's funny, yes. But there's something deep inside that he doesn't even need to say it in words. There's something coming across that the people can smell. And after Penn and Teller Fool Us came, when you look in the comments under the video, that's exactly the feedback I see again and again.
Yes.
They comment about the mentality, and there's something behind the words that has true, authentic meaning. And then, then I said, I can die tomorrow because at least people can look and say, this guy said something to the world in his life. You know what I mean? I don't care what the card trick was. I said words with meaning. So that's where I come from.
Wow.
Nice answer. Very good.
That was a great answer.
Yeah.
It's and also a great mentality to try to change the world, even though like only one person learns something from you. It's really awesome. Even if
One American guy, he actually wrote me a PM, a private message on Facebook. He said, "Thank you. You saved my life. If I meet you one day, I want to shake your hand." I wanted to kill myself that day. And then I'm surfing, I turn on Fool Us, and I see some crazy Asian guy with a coin trick yelling at me. And the next day, yeah. And that's when I know it wasn't an act. For me, it felt real. For him, it felt real. And he decided not to kill himself. He went and got psychological help, and he's still alive.
yeah.
So that's next level, the power of influence words can have. Yeah.
Y René, ¿ibas a decir algo?
That's awesome.
Ryan, I'm gonna ask you something. This is really strange, and you understand what I'm gonna say right now. I'm gonna ask you something. I remember in Blackpool 2017 when you compete, I was there. You have a big standing ovation. That's number one. I remember at 4F when you present your act. I was there. You have a big standing ovation. Everybody respect. Okay. At FISM, I don't know, for some reason besides the Asians, and I'm gonna call it Asian, I don't wanna, like, whoa. When they're looking at you act, some people, I was sitting on my second row. You know what I'm gonna ask you. Some people laugh.
Why they were laughing? They were laughing, right?
Yes. I wanna know because I was like, are these people crazy? I was looking at my side saying, what's going on? Also, you have a standing ovation too. But why they laugh? I wanna know.
Yeah, I have to explain to you. I have, of course, a combination mentality because my parents are Asian, but I grew up first 25 years in a border, Canada, USA, near Niagara Falls, Toronto area. So I grew up North American to 25. So I would say a little bit more, I have Western mentality, and I've been living here in Germany 20 years. So then it's more European. Wow. You know what I mean? Now, for the 4F and the European Blackpool, European FISM Championships, I did a storytelling of the true story, this boy Johnny. It's true. Yes. The boy is real, his name is real, is Johnny. He's not my biological son, but now adopted. I tell everyone he's my son. He wanted to learn the magic from me, and I said, nah, get out of here. I stopped training. I was frustrated for a while. I quit magic a few years. I opened a karate school. I have a dojo. And then he sees this on YouTube. He says, Master, can you teach me the magic? I said, nah. And then I wrote the story into the act that I train alone. I rediscover the magic. Then I realized it's not for me. It's finished. And I put everything back inside a box. The boy comes back, and I say, Johnny, yes, Master. Why do you want to learn magic? When I watch it, I feel like everything is possible, and I want to make the magic happen. Okay, Johnny, let's make it happen. And then I give it to you. I give you the magic, so it's yours now, right? And the German national championships, the quality is the level's quite high. Emotional, people are crying. They say it's beautiful. It tells a story. It's like a movie in 9.5 minutes. I go to Blackpool, England, FISM European Championships. People are British, German, French, Spanish, Italian. They're Europeans, right? Europeans loved it. Why? Because it's a beautiful, sentimental story with heart, with goodness. The older man gives something to the younger boy and says, it's yours. It's my knowledge, my life, energy, but I want you to have it. And they think it's beautiful. But here's the problem. Then I went to the World Championships hoping to place in the top 3. It's South Korea. It's World Championships. I don't fly there as an experiment, see what happens. I wanted to win, right? Of course, I know Eric Chen was great and he's young and it's visual, but I thought I would win. But I miscalculated the way the Asians would perceive me. They didn't like me. They not in the act. Me as a performer. Many of them knew me. They called me a little bit legend. Shudogawa was bigger, but they called me legend. They know me 15 years ago, my old DVDs. They saw me at some British convention. I was in Blackpool 2005, blah, blah, blah. 4F. They've heard of me. But the problem was, in the act, when I walked out, I did it the same way in Europe. I had a little bit masculinity. So I walked out and I said, "Aye, let's go, let's go. Don't give up. Johnny, keep your hands up. Eye contact. Don't look down. Each, knee, song. Aye. Johnny, what is the first rule of traditional karate?" The purpose of training is to develop your character. Very good. Traditions only live as long as they're passed on to the next generation. Now, when Europeans see this, I'm playing a role. But it's actually me. I talk like that all the time. In Asia, because the average Asian guy is about this tall next to me.
Yes.
And I still lift weights, and I weigh 82 kilos. I don't know in Mexico, you know kilos or pounds? About 180 pounds.
Kilos.
Right? Kilos. So I weigh 82 kilos. If I go too heavy, some weeks I'm 84, 85. And the average Asian boy or man is like 48 or 50 kilos. They're very thin, very skinny guys. And they have smaller hands and higher voice and a little more gentle.
Yes.
And they're shy and they're more passive. And they don't have this testosterone, this aggression that I have, right? So when I started acting this way, I said, "Hey, Saul, hey, Johnny," and then they started laughing because, look at this jackass. He's playing the role of a master. They thought I was a parody.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was completely turned around, and then that my act, because if they're laughing at me, they can't actually listen to the sentimentality of it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
They thought it was a comedy. They thought it was a clown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Got it.
You see what I mean?
But they respect you at the end, because I remember a lot of people stand up and start applauding. A lot of them.
Because technically my hands were beautiful that day. Yeah, sure. After they saw the end. But the problem is, think Mexico, America. If a guy in reality looks like Dwayne Johnson, in reality, he's super muscular, he's cut, best six packs ever. But if he shows it too much, it says, "Hey people, Captain Awesome is here."
I got it.
Then this guy's
That's
a
it.
jackass.
I got it. I understand.
You see what I mean?
I got it.
So it was just wrong. It was all wrong. And then for them, I was from the beginning, in the first 5 seconds. Oh, he's a comedy. He's a parody. Then I was finished. Yeah.
I understand.
In comedy, we have on the weaker level, structured, scripted comedy. But in any language, everywhere, universal, worldwide, the strongest comedy where people say, "Oh my God, he's the greatest comedian I've ever seen," comes actually when the guy has no script and he reacts just to what the people he sees in front of him without thinking. Because at this level, when people laugh, there's a clever ending. Why would he do that? Here's the word at the end. Logic, I understand. But the strongest laughs, it's people have no control. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like, let's take a scare. Structured scare would be, hey, bro, what? Boo. Oh, okay, yeah. If I choose, yeah, you scared me, what or not, you're wearing a monkey mask or something, okay. But if a guy jumps out of the closet with a ski mask, and I don't know it's my friend, and he has a knife, and he says, "Give me your wallet," and I have no control. In that moment, I have no control. That's the bigger scare. You see what I mean?
Yes.
And comedy is the same. If you need to follow the logic and wait for the last signal for the finishing words, you will laugh because it's clever construction. But the funniest comedy, people have no control and they think.
It's true.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
So of course, if you look at it's arrogant. I'm sorry I say this again, but in my Penn and Teller segment, in my opinion, the scripted monologue, I had every word planned. The scripted monologue is okay. I say,
it was perfect.
It's perfect. But for me, if you watch to the end, the funniest moments come at the end, after I finish my act and I come forward and the woman comes to me, Allison, and starts asking questions, and then something happens. And then the goes completely crazy because of the way I speak to her. There's no script. The directors, Penn and Teller, and this professional host lady, they don't know what the is this guy saying.
Yes.
And then the people reacted different up here. You see what I mean? And I could see it because I was in the theater when I did the script. For everyone watching, if you have a dream, never give up, believing in your dream, living your dream, and doing something every day to make that dream happen. But remember one thing, no matter who you are, no matter how hard you work or how good you think you are at what you do, there will always be an Asian who takes it to the next level. I'm Ryan Hayashi, the Samurai Man of Magic. Show me some love. It's structured, and they went crazy. But then I walked forward, and then she came to me, and she started talking to me. Oh, it's amazing. You're the Samurai of Coin Magic. And I just gave her a crazy stare.
Yeah.
You have to watch the video. I gave her crazy stare, and she was. There was a few seconds. She thought, I don't know how to talk to you. I don't know what to say. And then I just said, "Feel the heat. Can you feel that energy?"
Yeah.
I'm a walking cloud of testosterone right
Yes,
now. I feel like zombie Bruce Lee on steroids.
Yeah.
And then the audience went a different level of crazy. They thought, "What's wrong with this guy? The show's over."
It was epic.
He's insane, you know. So there's different styles of comedy. So I know what you mean. The structured comedy is weak. They do a little bit, 2 minutes of magic, and yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that style of stand-up comedy magic.
That's okay. That's okay for
Let me tell you a story, guys. Let me tell you a story. I'm sorry I keep talking so
No,
much.
go
I gotta tell you
We want to hear you. Go ahead.
If you like it, you're interested. I gotta tell you the story because before I went on, of course they bring in the producers to look at our act before Penn and Teller are in the room. They said, "Okay, Ryan, go do it." And then I had never met the executive producers. These two gentlemen called Lincoln and Andrew. They came in. They said, "Okay, go ahead, show your act. Try to do it the same way it's going to be tomorrow on TV. Just go. The camera's running." And I did it. I said the whole monologue. This time no hands. This time no cards. Just my two hands and a dose of honesty. I've been doing magic for 20 years. I've been doing magic since I was 8. What did I say? So for me, this is not just a magic trick. This is something far deeper and 1,000 times more savage. And I went crazy with my voice. And then from these two bosses of production, one of them, no reaction. He just goes like this. Yeah, this guy's okay. This guy's okay. And he just walks out.
My God.
I thought he didn't like it. But there's a whole team of like 20 guys that said, no. If he doesn't talk to you, he likes it. Just it's okay. And then I look at the other boss who's standing here on this side, and he was like this.
My God.
And I thought, oh no. Did you not like it, sir? Was that a problem? Do you want me to change something in the script? And he brought his hand down, and he had tears, and he goes like this. Oh. That is the funniest I've ever seen, man. Perfect. He just like that. Is it okay? Is it okay? You do something with your voice that's superhuman, man. Do exactly like that. And one tip, do me a favor. When you're done your act, you just walk to the front center of the stage. Allison will come to you, ask you some questions. She'll go about 5 minutes. We cut it down later to the 30 seconds we like. But remember, the camera's running. The show is still going on. And I said, what does that mean? They said, if you want to create some emotional content with that crazy voice you do, that's your moment. And I said, are you sure? Because if so, I will take over the stage and turn it into the Ryan Show. He said, do it.
My God.
Do it. F us up. Hit us hard. And then I did. When you watch the video, I walk forward. Allison comes and stands next to me, and I give her this crazy stare. And she's like, and then I start talking about, I'm a walking cloud of testosterone. And in reality, in that room, I did not shut up for 10 minutes. I went on and on and on with insane shit, like long monologues about, and then she was like, and I said, yeah, oh, I'm sorry, am I talking over you? You want to say something? Hang on a minute, I'm almost done. And I went into another segment, and and people were dying laughing. And I went like this to her. I looked at her, and I said, they put it in the you see in the video, and I said, do you want to ask me a question, Allison? And she said, no, actually, I just
yes.
Okay, good. I'll keep doing it. And I started again, and I went like this and looked at her, I looked at her and I said, "And when are they going to shut me up?" And they cut it off the TV. They cut it up. But she went like this. She said, they said, "Keep going, Ryan." And I said, "That's right. Ryan show goes on.
Oh
so
my
listen up, people." And I went, bum, bum, bum. And I went crazy. And from this 10-minute stand-up show, they went down to 30 seconds.
Wow. Wow.
But you feel the energy in there. You can still see it when you.
Wow.
That was good. It's good. Yeah. I want to watch it again for the 10th time after we finish this.
Yeah, just watch the
I'm going to watch it again. Now I have to go back again.
Yeah.
Wow. How you get along with the Germany magicians? No-name magicians there. How you get along? Do you get along at all?
The professional, successful, working German magicians, they're my friends. I get along with them. 12 or 15 years ago, they thought I was a little bit arrogant because I was. I had more attitude. Some guys I wouldn't talk to because I wanted to be more secretive and some mysterious guy. Now I changed. I changed now. I'm 46, turning 50 soon. I tell every magician, what you want? Call me. I'll talk to you. Skype call. Call me on my phone anytime. Here's my number. You know.
You guys get together or have a club or something or no? Any IBM dream?
I jam with any magician who wants to meet with me. So now I'm more open, and because I'm more friendly to every magician, they're more friendly to me now.
In Germany, is there a club or something, or like you just hang out?
We have the biggest club in Europe. Biggest club in Europe is called Magic Circle of Germany.
Wow.
We have a different small, like a city club in 80 different cities or 82 different cities, but it's one organization.
So you have the balance. Here in Latin America, I don't know, yo no sé René en Estados Unidos, in United States, it's like a, how do you say? Like very popular now. It's the stand-up magic. Stand-up magic. Much people in Latin America.
Parlor magic.
Parlor magic.
Stand-up.
Like a comedy. Stand-up comedy magic.
Oh, stand-up comedy magic. Okay. In Espanol or English?
Yeah. In both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can do it in English. Spanish, I don't know, bro. I would need time to learn the language. Maybe 5 to 6 days.
Here is like a here is very popular that kind of magic, stand-up comedy magic.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't like it because it's more important the comedy than magic. And I show you.
I've seen these guys. Yeah.
I show you
your act 90% and then a little bit of magic.
Yes.
And sometimes the people think you are a clown to expose the tricks, or you're a magician that pretend are very funny. And I don't like this. And you combine, you have that balance, that comedy and magic. Because I saw your videos with friends, and much of my friends say, oh, that guy is very funny. But how produce the 4 coins at the end? How do this coin? How
the combination, both elements.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Okay, my brothers. It was a really great talk, but I got another guy I got to call. So
thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
See you.
Okay.
See you the next time. Thank you.
Next time.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.